Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm Monty McKinnon, and I know it's been a while, and there's a reason it's been a while. I have been working on this guitar. I will give you some videos showing you specifics as to how I ended up getting to this stage of the guitar build. It's actually almost done. I'm at the point where I've done probably the best French polish I've ever done on a guitar, so this is really good. But I gotta explain why it's been so long since we've been together. So let's spin the intro and I'll get right to it. So it's been a while since we've been together, and the reason for that is this brace that's on my hand. It is pretty tender right now, and I'll explain how that happened and exactly what I did so that you don't make the same mistake. It's actually knocked me out of the workshop. I haven't been down here for quite some time because of this. When I was working on the fingerboard here and I was gluing it to the neck, which again, remember, was a square piece, a rectangle here, I used a clamp, and this clamp I've been using for years. It's really great, and it's one of those pistol type things that you continue to squeeze, and it keeps getting, shorter and shorter. And when you release it, you push this little button here and it releases. Well, I have a problem in that I like things done extremely well, and I never want to see space between a fingerboard and the neck. So I end up putting about 12 clamps along here. I have the screw type clamps, a C with the screw that comes down and clamps, and you put the wood on top and on the bottom. I should have used that. I used this one on the particular fingerboard, and in squeezing it and pulling it up tight, what happened was I get to the point where I really push it and pull it and whatnot, and I've pulled the muscle. Believe it or not, I have some muscle. Pull the muscle all down and along here on my right hand, which is stronger than my left hand. Didn't realize it at the time. Got the neck on, and then it came time to bolt the neck to the guitar. Now, this block of wood, this is a little thicker than I normally use, but it's good for illustration purposes. It sits right here underneath the top of the guitar at the front. This bolt, which I have here, is just simply a bolt that drops in through this hole, if I can get that in there, and then you bolt it in there. Now, when you're ready to do that, you put glue on the top here. You've done all your fitting of the guitar to the body down in here and pulling sandpaper, and you'll see that later. And then you put the wrench inside and you turn it. Notice the hand? This is the hand. So I did that, had this all glued down, got it in, looked at it, looked pretty good to me, clamped it down, and I have two clamps here, I have another clamp here. This is all perfect. It all lines up here to here. Everything is perfect. So I do that, and then I take the clamps off after a number of hours, and I take a look at it, and oh my goodness, right through the body here where the neck meets the body at the top, I could actually see daylight from this side to this side because I couldn't get it tight enough with my hand. So I had no choice. I had to take it off. So I heated this again. I used my spatula, got underneath, took the neck off, cleaned it all up, cleaned up this, made the adjustments I needed to do, then put the neck back on and pulled it, and I tightened it as much as I could. Went around to the other side of the bench, and I used this hand. I think it's pretty good. It's very tight at this point. It looks good. and it fits well all the way up and down the body, the joint. But boy, did this hurt. So I've got this brace on my hand, and the name of the game is I shouldn't be using this hand to do anything. I can't open a jar. I can barely pick up my tea in this hand. I have to do it with this hand and steady it just to hold it here. But this is so painful, and it just came from being dumb and just over tightening this thing instead of just letting it do its job. And so that's what's happened. And this could take 6 weeks, and it's been a little while already, but it's nowhere near. I've ordered a new brace that is shorter than this one, that focuses in on this area where my hand is to hold it really rigid and so that it won't move. And hopefully that's going to fix my hand and I can get back. I haven't even put the strings on here to do the setup on the guitar, and I'll do another video on how to do a setup on a guitar. If you're interested in that, let me know in the notes down below, because a setup on a guitar is critical. And I've taken the saddle here. Everything is glued in. The pins are all done. The tuners are on. We're ready to go, but I have to wait. So that's what's happened. In the meantime, I'm going to set the guitar aside. I'm going back upstairs, and I can dictate into my computer, and I'm working on another book. Thank you for ordering the priorities. And well, that's the way I see it. Those 2 books are still very valid today, probably more today with what's going on in the world than they've ever been. So if you haven't got a copy of Priorities, or you don't have a copy of Well, that's the way I see it, go to Amazon and order a copy and have it sent out to you. It's not expensive, and I think you'll enjoy it. But I'm working on another one, which I think you'll like a lot. In fact, I know you will. Anyway, that's it for me. It's time for me to get up and get a cup of tea. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you for your patience and hanging in there with me. I just want you to know that this is looking extremely great. I'm really, really pleased with the job that I did on the French polish. It's had a lot of French polish, and maybe you'd like to know how to make your own French polish. If you would, again, down in the comments below, let me know, and I've got to make up some more at some point, so I'll do a video on it if you think that would be of value to you. So thanks again. We'll see you later, and I appreciate you more than you know. All right, next video.